All right, I'm waiting for the stream validation to finish because I want to make sure this goes in on YouTube. So just waiting for YouTube to catch up. And I think that it has. So for tonight, got a couple of things to do. I'm just going to push some things aside here so you guys don't get too distracted. And, you know, I've done a bunch of stuff here and on Facebook that is all words, but I thought I would do something that was an image. By the way, this is Desiree Herrera, and I'm with Chalk Couture. And this is a Chalk Couture transfer. And this is my Easy Crafters channel here on YouTube. And I hope, you know, wherever you're seeing this, that you share it. Anyways, back to the image. I've done a whole lot of different things with Chalk Couture. I'll have to do a repeat specifically for YouTube of this. This is just a regular old book here. Did some chalking on it. I think Nick, the bookmaker, she would probably have fun doing that. Hopefully she finds this video and says, hey, what's that? Anyways, so, you know, the words are all great and memes are all great, but sometimes you just want a picture. So this comes out of one of the larger transfers. These are silk screen transfers and they are reusable. And this one comes out of this one, it says Farm Fresh on it, and I think if you went to the page, the website, and you search for Farm Fresh, you'll find it. I'm putting the links down below. I'm like, how do I do that? Like that. There we go. Let me point at myself to point down. I'm going to put all those links down below so that you can find this stuff. Anyways, so this is a silk screen. It is reusable. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. I have a back on it that, let's see if I have my marker. There it's on, my marker. And I had to hide it because my 4-year-old granddaughter, yeah, I love her, but there are some things she shouldn't have. So I'm going to write Windmill on the back of this so I remember what this is. And the reason I'm writing on the back of it is because I don't want, when I put this silk screen back on, I don't want to put it on this side. It's got to go on the shiny side, which I'm about to pull off. So I'm just going to, let's see if I can get it. And of course, my fingernails are painted all kinds of weird colors because, you know, the 4-year-old granddaughter did the artwork on it. Let's just call it artwork because that's, you know, it's 4-year-olds. And I've almost got it. There we go. Got the edge. And we'll just peel that right off. Now, before I lay this down, and this is just a chalkboard that I got, a piece of it, the chalkboard that I got over at Home Depot. We have some nice stuff, and I do have some stuff on order. Before I put it on there, you'll notice that it's pretty shiny here. This is the sticky side, and it's pretty sticky. So what we like to do, especially on these new ones, is fuzz them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and flatten this on my clothes a couple times, and you'll hear it sticky. I'm going to go ahead and stick it on there, and then pull it right off, and stick it on there, and pull it right off. This is called fuzzing. You can do it with, you know, any kind of towel or anything, but I'm just doing it on my clothes because when I pull this off, I want it to come right up. And especially on the larger ones, it's sometimes a little bit difficult. And I'm just going to center this up, and we'll notice that it's sticking pretty hard. So I'm going to fuzz it one more time. I know you guys can't see this, but you guys don't need to see me smashing this up against my body here. So I'm going to go ahead and plop this down right about there. It's not exactly straight, and I'm not all that worried, and I'm just gonna, where I need to plug in, let's see, yeah, there we go. Just wanted to plug in the iPad so that it doesn't go off. And it's not exactly straight, so I'm gonna just kind of pull this up because I've already smashed it down, and this is why it is actually reusable, is because it is sticky. And again, this is pretty sticky. I probably should fuzz it one more time before I put it back down, because I don't want to have to struggle to pull it up. I'm gonna put it one more time against my clothing. There we go. And let's do it again. And it is rolling a little bit. That's okay. All right, that's good. And I'm just gonna go ahead and I want to get all the bubbles out. You'll notice that there's bubbles here. The blue part doesn't really matter if there's bubbles. What matters is right along these edges where you see through. Now, this is not entirely see-through, and you'll see that this is black and this is kind of brown gray, and that's because this area here is a silk screen. It's actually a fabric. So I've got this all laid down, and I'm gonna go ahead and, looking at this, I think I'm just gonna use the white for this. So I'm gonna open up my white paste, and I've been using it. I had the granddaughter over and she was using it. We were messing around with something, and she can do this kind of stuff. I haven't had her do something this big. She just did some letters, and she was very excited to do it, and it was all about, Grandma, can we do it again? Right at the end of the video, and I'm like, no, Grandma has some things she has to do. But you know, grandbabies, sometimes you just stop for things for them. All right, so I'm going to take this paste. This is my squeegee right here. It has a wedge edge. Let's see if you guys can see that wedged edge, and that wedge helps you spread it. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab some and go for it. So spreading out. Now, it's kind of warm in here. I just turned the air conditioner off in here because, yeah, it gets a little bit warm. So I'm trying to work pretty rapidly so this doesn't dry out. Because if it dries out inside the silk screen, then it comes up with the silk screen. So I'm just very rapidly going through this and getting it out. Let's pull some more down here. And scrape it so I can get the excess off, because I don't need all of that. And one more scrape along there. And I'm going to call that good. Oops. I can wipe that off. That's not a big deal. And here we go. The big reveal. Let's see how well this goes. So far, it's looking good. I'm going to grab this and get the tip of that again. So far, we're looking good. Looking good. And you want to try to get it from the corners and the edges. It's looking, so far, we're doing good. And peeling it up, just peeling this up. I'm almost all the way up. And ta-da! Now, this, and it's starting to try to stick together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to immediately, with that sticky, put it into my vat of water. And what that'll do is that will help it release where it's stuck together here. And with the water, I'm cleaning the item off so that all of that chalk gets released from this stencil. Now I'm just going to go ahead while that's soaking and wipe this off so that can be soaked. Close up my chalk. I've got a few smudges here that I want to wipe off, and I'm just going to use one of my handy dandy wipes if it'll come out. It's trying to not let go. You can use water and a paper towel. And just wipe that off. Wipe that off. And there it is. It's looking pretty good. So it is really that easy to do, to make one of these. And some of these things are pretty elaborate and really, really neat. I think I'm gonna let this soak a little bit. I'm just trying to clean it off because I don't want it to soak too long in the water. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm just gonna move this to the side and show you real quickly how I'm cleaning that. So I have this vat of water. It's actually just like a cake pan that I'm using. It's a little small for this particular stencil or transfer. We call them transfers. I'm trying to remember that. I'm just scrubbing it out with an old toothbrush. This is obviously a paintbrush that I had. I'm just going to scrub that off because I like to do that. At the same time, clean my squeegees. All these squeegees they're silicone, so they're pretty easy to use and clean, and you can pretty much use them lots of times. So most of this is off. Just clean it a little more. I want to make sure that it gets out of the silk screen, and I'll go on the back. And then I'm going to move this aside because the next part is a little bit different. I'm going to take my wipe that I have. This is not a baby wipe. What this is a Clorox wipe. It's actually an antibacterial wipe. And then wipe it down here just to kind of get some of that fuzz off of it. And then I'm going to lay it down sticky side up on a towel over here and let it dry. Move my water to the side. So it's going to dry. That's going to dry. So that was really easy. And look at this. This is nice. And I'm sure you can think of a million places you can put this on. Honestly, you can put these things on metal. We do have glass, or glass. What am I saying? You can put it on glass. But the thing is, we do have an ink, the Couture ink, that you can use directly on metal and glass, and even on fabrics. Anything that can be heated, it will heat set it. I don't have. Oh, I thought I had it. It was over here. I'll have to find it. But I have a hat that has it all laid out on it. So, but anyways, you can use this on just about anything that is non-porous. But that said, some people use it on things that are porous, like ceramic, terracotta pots, that kind of thing. So the sky is really the limit, and you are not limited to just using it for lettering, because I do have pictures. This one I picked and I really liked it, so that's the one I did tonight. I hope this was informative. I'm gonna go ahead and put my transfer back right here as soon as it dries. This is the shiny side, that's the flat side. And I'm gonna put this transfer back on here and call it a night. You guys have a great evening and a happy 4th of July.